Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us today for the third installment of our four-part speaker series occurring every Thursday in February. My name is Steph Biazzi, and I'm joined today by my co-moderator, Amanda Richards. Now, today's installment is about navigating your care and support options. And one thing I'd like to make clear is that the healthcare system in every province is very different. And this session going on right now is specifically tailored to the province of British Columbia. So about today's webinar, when we meet people in the community, we find that there's so much confusion about the care and support options that are available to seniors. Common questions we face include, how does home care work? What is long-term care? What does a retirement residence look like? What's the difference between long-term care and a retirement residence? And most importantly, what's the best option for me or my loved one? Today, we're going to explain your options and try and demystify all of this for you. In a few moments, we'll also be joined by our care expert, Teresa Alfier, who will take you through parts of the presentation and also be available to take questions at the end. To submit a question at any time, please use the chat box. So I guess it goes without question that this pandemic has been one of the most challenging things many of us have likely gone through in our lifetime. It's been difficult to be away from our family and friends, and it feels like life is completely on pause until we all get vaccinated. For caregivers caring for an aging parent or spouse, or for seniors on their own, this pandemic may have really exposed the need for more daily support or care services for you or a loved one in order to live safely and with the comfort and peace of mind that you deserve. To help guide you through this presentation, I want to share with you some of the common challenges we are hearing about during the pandemic that are affecting seniors' health and wellness. Now, these are common issues we see even outside of the pandemic, but they've certainly been exacerbated because of it. So please make note if you or a loved one is experiencing any of the following issues. The first thing I want to mention is poor nutrition, poor eating habits, and even dehydration. And this is a result of spending more and more time alone. There's a lack of energy to cook. If there's an inability for relatives or friends to stop by and perhaps provide meals or do some grocery shopping for their seniors. There's a nervousness for seniors to get out to the grocery store because of safety concerns. And so all these factors are playing into a situation during the pandemic where we're seeing poor nutrition levels and poor eating habits occurring among our senior community. The second thing I want to point out is a lack of socialization and companionship. And of course, this is a result of friends and family not being able to visit their loved ones because of safety concerns. Our seniors aren't able to get out of the house. So this is seriously impacting their social well-being and impacting their mental and physical states. Inactivity, and again, this is both physical and mental. And this is due to being stuck indoors, which is compounded by the winter weather. Our seniors are getting out less to run errands or attend activities like church, lunch with their friends, or even fitness classes. There's no social gatherings going on. And because of all these things, we're finding that so many seniors are spending more and more of their time alone in front of the TV or just sitting down. Declining personal hygiene is another thing we hear quite often. Many seniors have physical difficulties already to shower and bathe, dress, brush their teeth, and comb their hair. And of course, with less social interaction taking place, they're ignoring some of these duties on a regular basis, which is leading to a challenging situation in terms of personal hygiene for them. Anxiety about their personal security. Well, none of us like to be home alone, and when you're spending more and more time home alone, this can cause issues, especially at night, and the fears that can come about because of that. So there's a lot more anxiety being created due to that, more and more time being spent by yourself. Nervousness around experiencing a medical event or a fall. We're always concerned when seniors are living alone that they could suffer a fall and not have the ability to get to a phone. With more and more seniors spending that much more time away and not having regular visits from friends and family, this is something that we're even more concerned about, and we hear more and more from families. Medication mix-up. If someone has multiple medications and some confusion around what to take and when to take it, including some forgetfulness around doing that, that can cause a huge health issue for our seniors. So we're hearing a lot more about the challenges around proper medication administration. And one of the most general things and one of the greatest issues that we hear is the general inability to take care of oneself because someone is living with dementia or Alzheimer's. So, if you or a loved one are experiencing some or all of these challenges during the pandemic, I understand why you're trying to figure out what support options are available to help maintain or improve your or a loved one's quality of life. So, we're going to have Teresa and Amanda go through the options that are available in British Columbia, explain how the system works, and also explore why you shouldn't be delaying finding out more to find out more about support that's due during the pandemic. So let's begin now with Amanda.
Thank you, Steph. So I'd like to start by taking just a couple minutes to talk about private home care and long-term care. So when many seniors and their loved ones discover that more daily care is required to live safely and comfortably, they typically consider three options: moving a senior loved one in with family who take on their care needs, hiring a private home care company to come into a person's home to deliver the services that they need, or they move to a long-term care home. So many people cannot make option one work, either because as a senior, you don't want to move in with loved ones and rely on them for your care and companionship, or because as a family member or caregiver, you don't necessarily have the space in your home to safely provide for a loved one. So these are fair reasons to perhaps cross this option off your list. Regarding private home care, people often turn to this option if a senior does not want to move out of their house and wants to explore receiving services in their home. So, this may include things like meal preparation, personal care services, housekeeping, and companionship. But this option doesn't work for everybody, especially for seniors who want to have daily opportunities for interaction with people their own age, as well as leisure, entertainment, and fitness experiences. It might not work for seniors who aren't comfortable at home by themselves overnight or when home care is not present. Seniors and their families who don't want to manage other services and responsibilities that home care doesn't cover off. So things like snow shoveling or landscaping or just general home maintenance. And it also might not work for seniors who require such high levels of care, such as nursing care or 24-hour support, because this option becomes very, very expensive. From a pandemic perspective, there are also concerns about the reliability of home care staff showing up in emergency situations. So, for example, if they should fall ill themselves or if you should contact COVID 19. We've actually heard some stories and examples of when this has happened, and families are sort of left scrambling, trying to coordinate that staff show up to look after a loved one. So, we don't want to add that stress to your plate. Lastly, many people assume that the only other option that then becomes a move to long term care residence, and this could not be more untrue. In fact, retirement residences offer a range of services and care options, and that'll cover your needs, and then may evolve and change over time as your needs change. So you could consider retirement living before ever making the consideration to move to a long-term care residence. Later in the presentation, Teresa is going to discuss some of the key differences between retirement living and long-term care, as well as examples of some of the care services that you can expect to see in a Chartwell retirement residence, giving you what we hope is a good understanding of whether this option would be a good fit for you or a loved one. So, as you consider your potential options, whether that be a loved one moving in with you or a sibling, private home care, or even meal delivery and other third party services, I want to add another option for you to explore into the mix, and that is retirement living, which is not to be confused with long term care. So, let's discuss three strong reasons why retirement living might be the best solution for you or for your loved one. First, there's the safety aspect. No matter the circumstances regarding the pandemic, you or a loved one will be in a safe and social place where someone is available to support you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Whether that's with meals or personal care options to help you live better, or simply knowing that someone is around if you need them from an emergency or medical event, or just a daily conversation and providing a little bit of reassurance that everything will be okay. Having that consistent staff available helps residents feel safe around the clock. And it's something that home care doesn't offer unless you're paying extraordinary amounts of money for 24/7 coverage. Next is the social aspect of retirement living, which no other option other than long term care offers. In a retirement residence, seniors benefit from safe social interactions with people their own age. And it's often very easy to meet new people, find common interests, and therefore make new friends. I once heard the story of one of our residents who was doing what we call a short stay at one of our residences while his daughter renovated her basement so that he could move in with her. During the renovation, he made such good friends that when his daughter said she was ready to move him into her home, he decided to stay at the residence permanently because he didn't want his daughter to be his only source of companionship. And in fact, he told his daughter that he didn't want to leave his table of ladies as he enjoyed having his meals with the same group of women each day. Chartwell Residences offers so many activities, clubs, and hobby classes, not only keeping residents engaged and entertained, but also providing optional opportunities to socialize throughout the day. Even during the pandemic, our residents have found creative ways to keep residents feeling connected, fostering safe social experiences and activities that observe physical distancing rules and other public health guidelines. And then last but certainly not least is the support aspect that is built into the fabric of every Chartwell retirement residence. Our personalized support services are tailored to an individual's unique needs so that they can achieve a lifestyle that reflects them. Whether it be morning or evening assistance, medication management, memory care support, whatever they need, these services are designed to maximize independence and peace of mind so that someone doesn't have to dwell on whether they're going to be receiving the care and support services they need to feel comfortable. Instead, they can spend their time and energy doing what makes them happy every day. Steph?
Thanks, Amanda. With that, I'd like to introduce you to Teresa Alfier, Chartwell's Director of Regional Operations and Care. Teresa is a registered nurse with over 35 years of experience. She began working in the senior care industry over 20 years ago and has been with Chartwell since 2005, first as a staff RN and later as a director of care at one of our long-term care homes. Teresa, thanks so much for joining us today and to walk everyone through what lifestyle options and care services are offered at Chartwell Retirement Residences. Over to you, Teresa.
Okay, thank you so much, Steph and Amanda, and it truly is a pleasure to be here today to talk with all of you about such an important topic. I know how important it is to understand what care options are available to you as a senior or a caregiver. What I'm going to do first is walk you through Chartwell's lifestyle options and explain what types of person may be a good fit for each option, and as I do, you may find you or a loved one matches that description. But don't worry, when you find a Chartwell retirement residence that you like, our health and wellness managers will be there to help you determine what lifestyle option will be the best fit for you and will partner with you to build your customized plan of care based on your needs, preferences, and abilities. Think of what I'm about to walk you through as a general understanding of what we offer that will help you determine if a retirement residence will be your best option. So, Chartwell Retirement Residences in British Columbia offer a wide array of lifestyle options, as you can see upon my screen. Whether you're an independent older adult just looking for support with things like cooking and cleaning, you're someone who needs daily personalized assistance to live more comfortably, or perhaps you're a senior who requires nursing care or dementia support, we have an option that will meet your unique needs and give you and your family the peace of mind that you all deserve. In order to ensure a smooth experience for participants today, I've pre-recorded the bulk of my presentation for you to ensure that there are no disruptions in Wi-Fi or internet. So with that, let's begin. So let's start with independent living. This is a lifestyle option that can include a range of convenient services, such as housekeeping, leisure opportunities and outings in a post-pandemic world, and even the availability of a la carte dining options at an additional fee. Typically, seniors who choose independent living do not require any personal care services and are seeking social engagement, convenience, and the peace of mind of 24/7 staff assistance and emergency response. Independent living accommodations at Chartwell retirement communities can vary, from retirement living suites with kitchenettes to seniors' apartments with full kitchens to cottages and bungalows. This is appreciated as many independent living residents still choose to do their own cooking and grocery shopping. In fact, many also drive, which is why our residences often offer underground or outdoor parking spots too. Think of it this way. A senior who may benefit from independent living may be getting bogged down by tasks associated by home ownership, such as general maintenance, yard work, or even snow shoveling. They don't want to necessarily spend their time and energy on responsibilities like that anymore. Maybe their social life also isn't as active as it once was, and they find themselves increasingly spending time alone. They may crave more social interaction, entertainment opportunities, and would appreciate services like housekeeping and 24-hour staff on site so they don't feel lonely or nervous at home overnight. There's also peace of mind, knowing that as their needs change as they age, services are available to adapt with them. Next, we have assisted living. This living option combines all of the benefits of an independent lifestyle in a retirement residence: housekeeping and laundry, leisure and social opportunities, and 24-hour staff on site, with nutritious and delicious daily meals and the ability to take advantage of personal support services like medication administration or assistance with one's personal care and daily routine. Staff are there to ensure residents' days are spent in comfort and satisfaction and aim to maximize the independence and peace of mind through convenient services delivered in the privacy of their own suite, such as medication management, morning or evening assistance, or an escort to meals and activities. This can also include services like dressing and bathing assistance, nutrition assistance, and even monitoring of vital signs. Our health and wellness manager, a licensed practical nurse, is available Monday to Friday to discuss and coordinate your individual personal support needs. But this lifestyle option is well suited to seniors who generally need additional daily support. Many people who choose assisted living appreciate not having to go to the grocery store or do all the cooking, and feel peace of mind having services like 24-hour emergency response and personal support options at hand. The care services involved with this lifestyle option can vary according to needs. This is an option that seniors and their families often choose in lieu of an immediate move to long-term care, as individuals with higher care needs can still have their needs met safely. Chartwell also offers a unique memory living program in select locations that focuses on the social impact of dementia and Alzheimer's, and offers seniors living with cognitive impairment a safe and supportive and independent environment with an emphasis on activities of daily living. Trained and dedicated staff build strong relationships with residents, as well as engage with and support their family members. Residents also benefit from specially designed lifestyle activities and dining meant to help each individual lead a good day every day. Though Chartwell offers memory care services in many of our residences, only a few of our retirement communities across Canada have dedicated memory living neighborhoods, featuring secure outdoor spaces and resources like memory living managers and social workers to support families. We currently have one residence that offers memory living in BC, and that is Chartwell Langley Gardens. Long-term care residences, historically also referred to as nursing or residential care homes, are licensed and authorized as government-regulated and funded homes. They are designed for individuals who require the availability of 24-hour nursing care or advanced dementia support within a secure setting. Long-term care works differently in every province in Canada, And in British Columbia, depending on the availability of the long-term care residence you're interested in for your loved one, you may have the option of private or semi-private accommodation. All applications to funded long-term care residences are coordinated by an individual case manager from your regional health authority who plans, integrates, and partially funds the local health care. There are 6 regional health authorities in British Columbia. Some of our Chartwell long-term care residences also offer private pay long-term care as an option. The types of care and services provided are the same as what a person receives in a funded long-term care residence. Access and admission to a private long-term care residence is coordinated directly with the resident's director of care, and care is provided by our Chartwell staff. Today, many people still assume retirement living is the same as long-term care. People conjure images of nursing homes, but modern-day retirement residences are very different from this conception if you haven't seen for yourself. There are many differences, but the 3 options I will outline today are, first, care support. A retirement residence is best suited for individuals who still consider themselves active and independent, but may also desire some help with things like meals, housekeeping, and some personal support services like medication administration or assistance with their daily routine. One of the main differentiating factors of a long-term care residence is that the older adults who call them homes usually require 24-hour nursing support to help manage complex medical needs or advanced stages of dementia or Alzheimer's. The second is security. In a retirement residence, older adults can come and go as they please, though they benefit from 24-hour security and emergency response should they ever require assistance. In long-term care, many residences provide secure environments in order to keep seniors living with dementia safe when not accompanied outside of the residence by family or staff. The third point is that retirement residences are private pay, meaning residents are responsible for paying their monthly rent. In contrast, the majority of BC long-term care residences that Chartwell owns and operates in the province are partially funded by the provincial government, meaning the residents living in them have a portion of their monthly rent subsidized by the government, depending on their personal circumstances. However, it should be highlighted that this does not mean that long-term care is free. The last point I want to discuss is how the move-in process differs between retirement residences and long-term care. To move into a Chartwell retirement residence, you are welcome to inquire about availability at the retirement community you are interested in. A health and wellness manager will meet with you to ensure the lifestyle options you have selected will adequately meet your unique needs and preferences. In contrast, admission into funded long-term care is coordinated by case managers from your local health authorities, not directly by Chartwell long-term care homes. Individuals trying to move a loved one into funded long-term care residence may find that once they engage with their local health authority, they may have to be put on a waiting list until a suite becomes available. Depending on the acuity level, someone can wait a year or more before getting a call, a wait time that has only worsened since the pandemic. The move-in process for a private long-term care option is similar to that of retirement residences, where the individual communicates directly with the director of care in the home and the process for move-in takes place. In addition to outlining those lifestyle options for you, I wanted to talk with you briefly about some actual services you could expect to see in a retirement residence, depending on whether you choose independent living, assisted living, or memory living. The great thing about living in a retirement residence is that we can often add or remove services to your package in order to adjust to your changing needs over time, helping you avoid yet another move if you need more care in the future. You'll see up on my screen, I've listed some of the services which can be chosen to support your choice and independence, again, depending on the lifestyle option you choose. As you'll notice, we can often do a lot. We also offer additional services provided by our trusted partners. Some examples of those services include physiotherapy, foot care, oxygen therapy, pharmacy, lab services, and audiology services. I'd like to also note that our care staff are well trained and truly committed to your wellness with someone on site 24/7 to support you if and when needed. We also have an emergency call system in our suite so you can always get in touch with someone quickly if you need them. You'll find that our staff are friendly, compassionate, and respectful, and really get to know you so they can anticipate your needs and employ the discretion and care you deserve so you feel safe and supported. For individuals who may be recovering from surgery or an illness, I wanted to add that some Chartwell residences also offer a short stay program, which provides short-term accommodation for respite or for individuals who simply want to experience what it's like living in a retirement residence before making a commitment to sign a lease. This is an excellent option if you or a loved one need daily support to help you recover from a stay in the hospital and build up your strength again. You benefit from all that a retirement residence can offer in terms of meals, activities, and social experiences, and of course, that level of care you need to recover. If this is something you're interested in, you can inquire directly at the Chartwell residence you're exploring, and our health and wellness manager or general manager can conduct an assessment to determine if we can safely accommodate your situation. Often, we can accommodate someone fairly quickly, though this is, of course, dependent on that occupancy of the retirement community you're inquiring at.
Teresa, thank you so much for the explanations of lifestyle options and their associated care services. So we understand that this pandemic may be causing you to pause on the course of action you think may be best for you or a loved one, whether that's delaying a move to a retirement residence, booking a service, or even having that first conversation with family or friends about the need for more support. I want to urge you not to wait to seek more help for yourself or get support for your caregiving situation. Some of those things we discussed about that people are enduring right now due to the pandemic can be quite serious and have significant impacts to the physical, mental, and emotional health of the person going through them. It is always advisable to make a plan and execute on it before you enter a full-blown crisis, because we know when we get into crisis mode, we often have to make sacrifices in terms of our choices out of urgency. Again, if you or a loved one aren't eating properly, are feeling lonely and inactive, are nervous at nighttime, mixing up medications, or not getting the physical care you need to be happy and safe, don't wait for the pandemic to be over to address those needs. At Chartwell, our residents and staff are prioritized for the vaccine, and we hear more and more retirement residents are being vaccinated with each coming day. But we don't have a crystal ball to know when the rest of society will be vaccinated and go back to normal. That could still be many months away. And if you continue to wait, you have to ask yourself this question: what will your situation or that of your loved one look like at that time? If you are hesitating regarding a move to a retirement residence, I recommend you speak with a retirement living consultant at a Chartwell residence to discuss their enhanced safety procedures and moving process, to help you understand if the benefits of moving now outweigh any risk. You can also ask to be connected with with family members with loved ones at the same address, talk about their experience through the pandemic to help you in your decision. I also want to note that in a survey Chartwell conducted in 2020 with more than 13,500 residents and their families, 96% of residents felt their Chartwell residents took important measures to keep them safe from COVID-19. And 94% of family members and friends felt their loved one was safe in their Chartwell residence. Over to you, Amanda.
Thank you, Steph. So we've provided a lot of information, and I understand that you likely have more questions. For those of you who have just begun exploring retirement living at Chartwell and you're ready to learn more about the lifestyle, we have a team of knowledgeable representatives who are available to answer all of your questions and guide you in the right direction. So we invite you to call us or email us anytime. And for those of you who've been actively researching retirement living, and perhaps you've already taken an in-person or a virtual tour of one of our homes, now is the perfect time to get in touch with your Chartwell retirement living consultant to book another discussion or another personalized tour. Our health and wellness managers are also available and happy to connect with you on any questions you might have about care needs. So I really want to encourage you to use this time to do your research, meet with staff to ask questions, and schedule your move-in if you believe that retirement living is the right solution for you or a loved one. It's also a great time to start thinking about the moving process and ensure that your financials are in order. In fact, if you're still exploring if you can afford retirement living, we have an excellent presentation on that topic coming next week by financial educator Kelly Keene that I strongly recommend that you join. And I look forward to seeing you there on Facebook or YouTube Live. And so now we have the pleasure of moderating some questions that have been coming in. So Teresa is ready to answer your questions, and I'm going to turn things back over to Steph to ask the first one.
Okay, Teresa, the first question that we have is a great question. The question is, what COVID-19 measures do you have in place to keep residents safe? So Teresa, can you let everyone know the measures that we have in place to keep everyone safe during COVID-19?
Yeah, absolutely, Stefan. What a great question. So at Chartwell, we've always maintained strong infection control practices. And when the pandemic began, we only enhanced those further, sometimes even ahead of provincial and health authority directives. And even now, some of our protocols and practices are now best practices within our local health authorities. So some of those measures include staff performing self-checks even before they report to work. They're actively screened when they do report to work. And when passing screening, they're asked to wear a mask and eye protection for the duration of their shift when in resident care areas. All residents are encouraged to wear masks in common areas and when staff are in the rooms providing care. Our visitors are screened upon arriving at the home, and as well, they are asked to wear a mask for the duration of their visit. All of our staff are trained in our very detailed COVID-19 and infection control protocols, and we have a solid audit program to ensure our enhanced cleaning measures, hand hygiene, and staff's wearing of personal protective equipment is where it needs to be. We also have a strong vaccine campaign where all of our staff are encouraged to receive the COVID-19 vaccine as soon as it's available to them. And I know we're seeing a great uptake with our staff. They're very, very eager to get protected so that they too are protecting their residents.
Great, thank you, Teresa. Amanda, why don't you take the next question?
Sure. All right, Teresa. So the question is, if my dad moves in needing a certain amount of care, but then he starts to get better and he doesn't need as much help, do I still have to continue to pay for the services that he doesn't need anymore?
Mm-hmm. So when you move into one of our retirement residences, the health and wellness manager will meet you and conduct a wellness review and help determine what your care looks like and develop a customized care plan that meets your needs and wants. But we know that can change anytime, and what you may think you needed or wanted may not be what you the same the next day. So at any time at all, our health and wellness manager would be happy to meet with you, review your care plan, add services, remove services, and make any adjustments required so that you're comfortable and you're receiving the care and services that you want and need and are happy with.
Thank you so much, Teresa. And I think what's really nice about that question is that we know a lot of residents come to our homes to recover from a surgery or to regain some strength and get better. So it's always a great problem to have when we have to scale back services because people are getting better and feeling stronger. So thank you so much for answering that. Steph has another question for you.
So Teresa, do care staff just walk into a resident's room without knocking? My mom and I are afraid she's going to lose her privacy. So this is someone that's concerned with their mom's privacy after moving into a residence. Do we knock on the door? How do we handle that?
Yeah, another really good question. You know, when a senior moves into our residence, they're leaving their home, and the suite in our residence becomes their new home. And you know, we train our staff to treat that suite just as they would want their home treated where they live. So staff are asked to make sure that they knock. They provide a gentle hello, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it may be, and make sure they introduce themselves each and every time that they enter that suite.
Great. Thanks very much, Teresa.
You're
Amanda, you have
welcome.
the next question?
I do. Okay, so the question is, my dad can still physically dress himself, but he sometimes forgets to change out of his pajamas and get ready in the morning because he has some early stage dementia. What services do you have in place that can help with that?
hmm And we'd be happy to assist them with that. We have our care staff that are available anytime. They'd be happy to meet with him in the evening, help him select his clothing for the next day, lay it out on the bed, and make sure that he's ready for the next day and happy to get started.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Teresa. We did have one more question that came through, so I'm going to
Sure.
turn it over to Steph.
So Teresa, the question is, will the same staff be helping my mom regularly? My mom is shy and may get anxiety if she's constantly having to get to know someone new and trust them to deliver some of her care.
Hmm. And we definitely try our best to do that. You know, unlike a home support agency where you may see different staff coming in, and it's difficult for a senior to remember or build relationships with new people each time, we have the ability to have our same staff who've been able to build the relationships with the seniors and are there every day to help provide the care and the services that you are wanting.
Wonderful. Thanks, Teresa. Well, I think that's all the time we have for questions today. And so with that, I'd like to mention a couple things. One is if you would like to go back and see any parts of this recording, it'll be posted on our YouTube Live and Facebook Live pages, so you can go back and review them. And earlier today, we also conducted a session for Alberta, one for Ontario, and one for Quebec. So if you're interested in any content from any one of those provinces, those two will be posted on our Facebook Live and YouTube pages. In closing, I'd like to share a video with you featuring a Chartwell resident named Marilyn, who, alongside with her children, realized she needed daily support to live well. She appreciates having the support she needs in place so she can focus her time on her friendships. Have a safe rest of your week and enjoy this video.
I have Parkinson's and I'm not able to live on my own. My children feel that I'm right where I belong because they take care of all my needs. Since moving here, I find that I really like the fact that you always have someone to talk to. I like to socialize with people. The support I need is someone to help me get dressed, walk. I like it here so much that I recommended it to my friend Bonnie, and she did move in, and when she moved in, she sat at my table, and we've stayed friends ever since. It's a great relief to have the wellness center inside the building because it saves you going out. I just love it here.
Marilyn is cute. Her and Bonnie get along really well. They help each other. A lot of the residents make new friends when they come in here. It's great. They connect.